Hi children, good morning. Today let's complete the lesson Bepin Chaudhary Lapse of Memory. In the third section, we have read that Bipin Babu consulted a doctor unable to recollect what happened in 1958 October. He went to a doctor who suggested him to visit Ranchi once again so that he may be able to recollect what happened at the time. Accordingly, Bipin Babu booked a first class train ticket and he went to Ranchi. Then what happened? Let's see in the fourth section. Getting off the train at Ranchi next morning, he realized at once that he had never been there before. Get off, come out of the train at Ranchi station the next morning. He realized at once means immediately, At once, he realized immediately that he had never been there before. Generally, children, if you visit a place, whether it is a railway station or any other place, a temple, if you visit once, next time when you visit, you will recollect. Definitely, I visited it a few years ago with along with my parents or friends, and here I parked my bike or my car. We parked our car here. We went into that building through this gate, like that. But nothing came into Bipin's mind. He came out of the station, took a taxi, and drove around the town for a while. He realized that the streets, the buildings, the hotels, the bazaars, the Morabadi Hill, with none of these had he the slightest acquaintance. Okay, then he came out of the railway station. Then he booked a taxi, he engaged a taxi, and roamed throughout the town, Ranchi. But wherever he went, he could not get any acquaintance with that place. Would a trip to the Hudru Falls help? He didn't believe so. But at the same time, he didn't wish to leave with the feeling that he hadn't tried enough. Actually, that Parimal Ghosh told on the day he fell down at Hudru Falls and got his knee injured. So Bipin Babu decided to go to that place also. He didn't want to leave any stone unturned. So he arranged for a car and left for Hudru in the afternoon. That means a waterfall nearby that city. Look at the next page, children. Turn your pages. At 5 o'clock the same afternoon in Hudru, two Gujarati gentlemen from a group of picnickers discovered Bipin Babu lying unconscious besides a boulder. When he came round, the first thing Bipin Babu said was, I am finished. There's no hope left. So he went to Hudru Falls. There also he could not recollect anything. So he got fainted. So he fainted and fell down near a boulder. Boulder means a big rock. A big rock. Then some two Gujarati tourists, they found him, and then maybe they gave him some assistance, sprinkled some water on his face, maybe gave him some water to drink. Then he came round. Came round means gained conscious. Then he gained conscious, and the first thing he told was, I am done, I am finished. There's no hope left. See children, again here a contraction. There is written as there apostrophe s, pronounced as there's and understood as there is. There's no hope left. There is no hope left, he said. That means he came on the advice, following the advice of Dr. Paresh Chand. He came to Ranchi and he went through the whole town, the city, and then he even visited Hudru Falls. But no memory came to his mind. Next morning, Bipin Babu was back in Calcutta. He realized that there was truly no hope for him. Soon he would lose everything: his will to work, his confidence, his ability, his balance of mind. See, children, what's happening to him? Okay, so he came back He came back to his house in Calcutta, but slowly he started losing his confidence levels. Because how can he work now? He thought after some time everything will be lost from my mind. Back home, he rang up Dr. Chanda and asked him to come over. Then, after a shower, he got into bed with an ice bag clamped on his head. Just then, the servant brought him a letter which someone had left in the letter box, a greenish envelope with his name in red ink on it. So he arrived at home, he took a shower, then he wanted to retire for some time to take rest, but he could not. Then he called Dr. Paresh, Sir, if you don't mind, please visit me once. In the meantime, his servant brought him a letter which was left in the letter box outside his house, which was written on a greenish paper envelope with his name written on with in red ink. See, children, another grammar rule here, usage of preposition in red ink. We should not write with red ink. We should not use with here. With his name in red ink. A greenish envelope with his name written in red ink. So, see here, the servant brought that letter and gave. He was lying on his bed, Bipin Babu. Above the name, it is said, urgent and confidential. In spite of his condition, Bipin Babu had a feeling that he ought to go through the letter. He tore open the envelope and took out the letter. This is what he read. So, in spite of his condition, Bipin Babu had a feeling that he ought to go, ought to. It's one of the 24 helping verbs, children. You know that. Just to try to recollect the 24 helping verbs, 11 primary and 13 modal helping verbs. Am, is, are, was, were, do, does, did, have, has, had, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, dare, need, used to, ought to. That ought to is used here. Ought to. The generally ought to is used to imply moral obligation. So anyhow, here some compulsion. He ought to go through the letter. Go through means to read it thoroughly. He tore open. Immediately he tore it and opened. This was what he read. What is there in that letter? Who wrote that letter? See, when he was in utter confusion and he called for his doctor, he got a letter and he wanted to go through that letter even though he was not feeling well. Then, here the question is, who wrote that letter? And another question, what's there in that letter? Let us see, children, very interesting. See, here is the letter. Dear Bipin, I had no idea that affluence would bring about the kind of change in you that it has done. Affluence means wealth. Means lot of wealth, becoming rich. Affluence. Was it so difficult for you to help out an old friend down on his luck? Array, dear Bipin, I had an idea, yes, that affluence, once people become rich, they forget their old friends, their old relations, and everything. But was it so difficult for you to help out an old friend down on his luck, who is facing some bad luck? Is it very difficult for you to help such a friend, a childhood friend? I have no money, so my resources are limited. What I have is imagination, a part of which I used in retribution of your unfeeling behavior. In retribution of, see children, right margin, as a punishment for. See, here it is told like this in this letter. I don't have money, I have only imagination. So, who uses imagination as investment, children? Writers, poets, artists. These people use imagination as their investment. So, this letter, it is told that whoever wrote that letter, that person was telling, I don't have any money, but I have only imagination. So, I used my imagination to give you some punishment, to teach you a lesson like that. For what? Your unfeeling behavior. Behavior without any feelings means any sentiments. Well, you'll be alright again now. Okay, Bipin Babu, You are not feeling well now, but now onwards, okay, you will be well. A novel I've written is being considered by a publisher. If he likes it enough, it'll see me through the next few months. See through means I managed to live. I wrote a novel and that is considered by a publisher. And if it is published, I'll get some money and I'll manage to live for some time. No problem. Again, see here, I. Two contractions are used here, children. See, a novel I've written is being considered by a publisher. If he likes it enough, it'll see me. It'll see me through the next few months. Next few months, I can live without any problem. Yours, Chunilal. See, who wrote this letter? Chunilal. Then, who was Parimal Ghosh? Who was Dinesh Mukherjee? And why all those people told so many things to Dinesh Babu, who became mad, who went crazy? When Dr. Chanda came, Bipin Babu said, I'm fine. See again a contraction. I am. Written as I apostrophe M. I'm. I'm fine. It all came back as soon as I got off the train at Ranchi. So he did not want to tell all these things to Dr. Paresh Chand, and he was telling to him, okay, doctor, according to your advice, I went to Ranchi, and as soon as I got off the train at Ranchi station, I recollected everything. Now I am happy. He is telling, now I am happy. A unique case, said Dr. Chanda. I shall certainly write about it in a medical journal. I have never seen this type of loss of memory, Mr. Dinesh. Anyhow, I'll write about it in our medical journal. Like that, Dr. Paresh said. The reason why I sent for you, said Bipin Babu. Actually, he asked doctor to come once to visit him because at that time he was not at all feeling well. He was in utter confusion. But now everything is clear. That's why he is telling doctor, why I call you is that I have a pain in the hip from a fall I had in Ranchi. If you could prescribe a painkiller, see, to justify his lie, to his statement. He said that, yes, I recollected everything. Then, to justify that, he is telling, I have some pain, doctor. I fell down at Ranchi some time ago. I told you as that I recollected everything. Now, I have some pain. Please give me some medicine. So, this is a wonderful story written by Satyajit Ray, a famous Bengali writer and director. He he directed so many famous films like Pather Panchali. So many films are there by Satyajit Ray. Children, it's a wonderful story it is. Now, try to answer these comprehension check questions. I asked you to complete the comprehension questions of the earlier sections also, but I hope nobody did it. At least I hope today and tomorrow you will send. Had Bipin Babu really lost his memory and forgotten all about a trip to Ranchi? Is it? No. He did not forget everything, but it was a trick played by one of his friends. Why do you think Chunilal did what he did? Chunilal says he has no money. What is it that he does have? So, why do you think that Chunilal did all these things? Actually, Chunilal was a childhood friend of this Dine Babu, but when he asked him for some help, he refused to do it. So, the childhood friend decided to teach him a lesson. So he took the help of other friends. That Parimal Ghosh, Dinesh Mukherjee, everybody lied to him. Actually, they did not say truth. They also wanted to teach a lesson to this Bipin Chaudhary. So they also cooperated with our Chunilal. See, children, how it is. At last, this Bipin Chaudhary got relief. My God. Otherwise, he would have got mad. He would have gone mad. Definitely, he would have gone mad. Okay, children. Hope you all enjoyed this story. And one more thing, read all the lesson one more time and try to use those contractions on your own. They are very important in written skills, writing, improving in our writing skills. Please go through them and try to pronounce them correctly. We should not pronounce I as I have and I'm as I am. We have to say I'm a teacher, I'm a doctor, I am. We should not pronounce when it is contracted. We should not pronounce it in full form. We should not say I have. It'll, we should not say it will. All these you are, your, we should not say you are. All these things he is, not he is. Okay, children, go through all these contractions and try to write answers for these comprehension check questions. Now I am posting a Google worksheet, self-assessment Google worksheet. Immediately after going through this video, you go to the WhatsApp group again, our group again. There you will find the link for that Google document. Answer the questions. Just see how much you get, how much you can score. Okay. Afterwards, I'll post notes for this in PDF format. You can compare your notes with that, and then you write it in the fair notes. Okay, children. Bye. Have a nice day.